In this video, I get punted at turn 1 and get a heck of a lot of damage, and I drive with fury as I try a big old comeback. Hello everyone and welcome back to ACC and the LFM sprint races. We're here at Indianapolis for these races, and let's have a look at where we're starting first. P7 in the Aston Martin. I did just basically jump in and start playing in terms of this combo, so it's a bit sketchy first of all, but we're in the race. P7. Oh, where did they come from? My word, that was close. As we head towards turn 1, a very sketchy turn 1. It is so slow, turn 1. It's one of the slowest turn 1s I'm aware of in ACC, actually. I mean, look how slow you have to go through there. 50 miles an hour as we go through the second part of that turn. And here we go, folks, side by side with Aston Martin. I hope you're ready for this bit of racing, because this is blimmin' good. As we go side by side through this corner, still side by side as we go into this right-hander. Bumps galore in that corner. You got to be so careful. In towards the braking zone we go. And Rolfie, apparently part of rent-free, but he doesn't live in my head rent-free, that is for sure, is still side by side and racing beautiful. Oh, the spin behind. Oh dear, that was so close, but we continue on all the same. Me and the Aston Martin driver showing how it's done here as we head towards this left-hander, then in towards the braking zone we go. They're still on my inside here. I do give a bit of room. I just got a little bit deep here. They're going to come back at me then as we head into these S's. These are very tight S's again, bouncing all over the show. We're still side by side. Look at this. What racing, what beautiful racing. This is what LFM is all about, when you get racing exactly like that. Well played, Rolfie. That was beautiful. That was fantastic. I thoroughly enjoyed that. But now I've got to leave you, my friend. I've got to leave you and catch up to these folks. I've got to overtake some people. You hear me? I've got to overtake some people. So don't overtake me back, okay? As we head into the last corner then, before we head on to the oval once again. We're going to belt it out of here. Absolutely foot to the floor, pedal to the metal, as Murray Walker would say. And we advance further on where we have extended that gap to 2 seconds. In towards the sharp right-hander we go. And if you look in the distance, we've got a very spinny McLaren there of Archibex. Unfortunately, they've had a really big incident there. And we get P7. At least we've gained another place in this race, which is what we want to do here as we advance further on then. And in the distance, a blue Ferrari now off. That was one that came in out of nowhere earlier on. And here we go again. So down the inside, they return to track 5, but they just don't give me enough room there. I had to really back out of that. I was not very happy. I was flashing. I was not happy at all with that move. I mean, come on, you just come back on circuit, leave it a little bit of room at least, because I could have easily kept my car there and it would have been your fault, because that was, yeah, unbelievable, really, unbelievable. So I'm flashing my lights a bit more here. Was not happy in the slightest. But I was like, okay, right, I'm going to have to settle down here. I'm going to have to try and get the move done on the Ferrari. Ferrari seemed quite strong here at Indianapolis, I've got to say. I've seen a lot of Ferrari. Well, I mean, look at the... Yeah, I've seen a lot of Ferraris. Look at the delta there. It's like above me, we've got a BMW, Ferrari, Ferrari, Ferrari. It's Aston, Aston, Ferrari, Ferrari, Ferrari. So Ferrari seems quite good at Indianapolis, and you'll be seeing a lot more of the Ferrari on this channel going forward, because we're competing in some esports events coming up very soon. Then the RCI Esports 6 Hours Series. Going to be very interesting. I am racing with FFS Racing once again. I'm not sure who the teammates are. I think it's Van Omen. And also Michael. I can't pronounce your surname. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll have it all confirmed soon. Anyway, we've got a fight on our hands here with the Ferrari driver. We advanced much further on here. We've been stuck behind him for 12 minutes now. 12 minutes in this race as we head towards turn 1. And into the braking zone we go. I'll give you a track guide a little bit later on as well, folks, so you do get to know and understand Indianapolis. It's quite close to my heart, Indy, because obviously the first GT Academy I had a quick go at was actually at Indianapolis, believe it or not. Now the second half of the circuit has changed drastically from the first, but even so, it's nice to get that feeling, you know. Indy is a good track. It's a good racetrack. Oh, speaking of which, goodbye, Mr. Ferrari. They hit that bump and they went spinning. The Ferrari suspension, not so good, I will say that much. And that Ferrari found out the hard way as they went right, and a little bit of karma there, maybe? I don't know. Maybe I'm overreacting in terms of that move earlier on, but I wasn't happy with it all the same. Right, 3 minutes, 20 seconds this race to go. In the distance, we are catching Madley, who is stuck behind a back marker. We've got Schwartz in P4, which is Beloff. Shout out to Beloff. It's been ages since I've seen you. As we start going through these S's once again, that Ferrari, it's just in the middle of it here, the back marker there. Just needs to get out of the way, to be honest with you. Let's see what... Okay, they do that. Well played, Ferrari driver. Going to go through, then going to look around the outside of the... Oh, no, we're not. What are you doing? Why would you do that? That was just ridiculous. What are you doing? Just stay out of the way. Just let the fight continue for P4, 5, and 6. And just slot in behind. That's all you had to do. Bit silly. It's a bit silly indeed, Krauk. Bit silly indeed. But let's see what we can do then. We have caught up to Madley and Schwartz here. We are getting used to it as we go overly wide there. And it did frustrate me a little bit with the back marker. Advance a lap later then. 1 minute of the race to go. This isn't the last lap, it looks like. Oh, it might be. I'm not too sure. We'll see as we get towards the end. In towards the braking zone we go. And we're... Oh, look how much we closed in on that Ferrari. We got the car stopped then beautifully. Just clipping the left curb there. Boot it out as quick as we can. Going to head towards the right-hand side then. In towards the braking zone. Slow the car down. What can we do here as we continue on through then? Nowhere to go at the moment with that Ferrari. Is the same mistake going to happen as we go through here? No oversteer whatsoever from that Ferrari driver into this long, this continues forever. It's a very hard corner to get right. It really is. Into the sharp right, and then we're going to use all the track, including over track limits there, because you're allowed to in ACC. As we continue on out then, nothing happening with this Ferrari at the moment as we head towards the next braking zone. Very hard corner to get right this, because that corner wants you to attack it, but that curb says no, because it just bounces you all over the place. Into the right we go. We're so close to this Ferrari now, putting all the pressure on Madley here as we head into the right. Now you can cut this a lot. They get a bit of oversteer there. They're going to go wide here. They have to lift off a little bit here, go down the inside of them. Up into P5 we go in the Aston Martin, and we do finish in P5 as well. Pretty good race in the grand scheme of it. Progressing through the field. Nowhere near P1 and P2. Well played to those. That was Crossland and Rekov. But yeah, we were trying to make our way through the field, and I don't think the Aston is one of the stronger cars here. It really isn't. As you see, there's only 2 there. Oh no, 3. There's one at the bottom as well. Right, next race, we start in P2. Hey, how about that? We are the number 1 car though, so we do need to start near the front here. And we're actually approaching 3,500 in LFM ELO rating, which is interesting. Right, we start here, and there's an Audi further back who has an absolute storming start here. I do see that, as they're now on the inside. Technically 3 wide, now back to 2 wide here as we head towards turn 1, and everybody braking very nicely indeed. Although, so I thought, until I get tagged there by the Audi, I get tagged again and again. And trust me, you can see my face there. I was not happy with that at all. I was fuming. I was like, what the hell was that? I assumed it was the Audi, but I didn't know what had happened behind them, if they got pushed into me or whatever. We'll have a look at that later on after the lap guide. So we come out here in, I have no idea what position, behind a lot of people. And at this point, I'm like, this is unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. We do need to check the damage though. So we're just going to get around this corner, and we'll have a look at how much damage we've actually gained in terms of that action, or crash, should I say. Let's look in that left. Oh, 16 seconds of damage. Oh, my heart sank a little bit there, but I was also fuming. And you know what I'm like when I drive fuming? I can actually drive much quicker randomly if I'm really angry, and that's what I'm going to do right now, folks. I'm going to get that fury back into me as the Ferrari there just nearly rear ends the Ferrari in front of them. I'm like, no, I'm going for this now. I'm going for every move I can. So we're going to leave this corner then, and we're right behind the Ferrari. We're going to go for the move. They go defensive, so I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'll take the slipstream. Thank you very much for that. As I'm now on the outside then for turn 1, I'm going to try and outbrake the Ferrari into this corner then. I'm going to brake as late as we can here. The Ferrari matching me there, releases the brakes a little bit here to try and run me out wide. Doesn't happen here because I'm still there. Down the inside I go for the second part of turn 1, technically turn 2, and up into P6 we go then. Oh my word, they were so close to hitting me up the rear then. Very close indeed. We'll keep an eye on that rear view mirror actually as we go through the right-hander and in towards this next braking zone. And once again, we're surrounded by Ferraris, MR cars actually, in the grand scheme of it here. So through the left and into the right. Getting so close on that rear, and I've got to be careful because I do have 16 seconds of damage as well. I have no idea where the car's strength and weakness is going to be now with that damage, but you can see my face there. I am not amused in the slightest as we head into this break. Oh my word! Once again, you can see my face change there. I was so close to being rear-ended. Right, let's advance further on in the lap then, where we were right behind this Ferrari. Oh, another Ferrari in the distance there, going off on that corner, which does... Oh, they've had to slow down there. Has pole. And we're going to have a good run here on both Ferraris. So we're in the slipstream of Bascones. We're going to go to the right, get the slipstream of Pole, and we're actually going to go to the right again of Pole. And we're going to try and outbrake them into turn 1. It's a 2-for-1 offer in towards turn 1. They try and outbrake me there. They're going to go very deep here. And we do overtake Bascones just here. And that other Ferrari does keep the position for now. Well played to Pole with that move. We're going to look down the inside then into this corner then. A bit of net code there as well. So a bit of lag, a bit of roly-poly. Is that what we call it? No. I don't know what we call it. Roly-poly, it's not roly-poly, I know that much. And we're going to head in towards this left-hander then. We have gone down the inside, and we do get it stopped around the outside of this left-hander. What a move. What a move. I'll take that. So up into P4 again, even with this damage. Oh, my word, I was thankful for that. I really was thankful. We advance a bit later on then, and we catch up to the Audi. Now, I wasn't sure what was going on with this Audi as we get in the slipstream. I know the Audi is quick in a straight line, but you're going to start to see the Audi start come to me here. So first of all, maybe they got major damage there or something. Maybe they did get hit from behind, as we're going to head into the braking zone then and absolutely send it there. We do get it stopped nicely, and we do get it. But it did seem a little bit easy. Once again, we'll have a look at that in the bloopers as well. So up into P3. We're in a podium place here. We really are. As we advance towards the end then, I did look at catching the leaders. I was catching slowly but surely. Just didn't have enough there, especially with the damage. So unfortunately, it is a P3. We did gain rating still though, and we did climb above 3,500 rating. Oh yeah. So I am pretty happy with that. I do like Indy. It is a good racetrack. It's very hard to overtake and very hard to race there. And you can just see on that left-hand side, 3.9 seconds a gap to P1 then. After the incident at turn 1, I'm relatively happy with that in the grand scheme of it. Let's show you a lap guide then. Let me tell you how I got some pace here at least. Or a little bit of pace anyway. I'm going to head towards turn 1. On the left-hand side, we have the feet board here, right? Okay. And we're going to use a 400 feet board. We're going to brake just before it in terms of the hood cam. Obviously, if you're in cockpit, it's going to be a little bit further back because you're a little bit further back in the car. So we're using that 400 board here as we come into here. Now, I short shifted second in the Aston. It will vary depending on the car. Now, I slightly lift here. I can use the curb to rotate a little bit here and accelerate round. I'm going to go towards that left-hand side then. And the curb, as the curb ends on the right-hand side, that's my braking marker, okay? You do want to venture far to the left, but don't go too far. It's a very big risk there that you could end up out there like the blue Ferrari did. As you come into this second right-hander here, you're looking for those billboards there on the right-hand side and the black and white billboards on the barrier as well. The second you see them, start accelerating. The car should rotate and you should get round absolutely fine then. Turn in really tight here. Make sure you clip the curb to avoid a bump on the left-hand side or sort of in the middle of the track because it can bounce you out wide or send you off like the Ferrari. On the right-hand side, there is a meshing there. There's actually a gap in the meshing. I've highlighted it. Very hard to see in this picture, but when you're driving, you will see it better. So I use it as the meshing starts again as my brake marker in the Aston Martin. Keep it tight on this left-hander, and then you're using the end of the curb there. You're going to dab the brake and turn in, and that should give you a little bit of rotation. You want to clip the curb on the inside. That way you know you've hit the apex, and you can then really push out. You can go out wide here, really use all of the track and then extra that we've got there, and then come back on and head over to the right-hand side then. Now, this corner here, you got the tyre barrier there on the left-hand side. It's in front of the Armco. As that hits the edge of your screen, that's when you're going to brake. Now, this corner, you want to go a little bit aggressive, but not too aggressive, okay? So sometimes I go to first gear here and then to second to really slow the car down and then boost it out of there. For these, I don't like to brake too much. Some people do like to dab the brake, so just play with it as you wish. And for this corner, you can really cut it a lot more than you realise. So as you start to turn in, just boot it, and the car should go, and you will gain a lot of time on that corner. So much time can be gained on that corner because you can cut it so much more than you realise. This corner, you're braking much earlier than the 300 feet board, actually. You're using that as your marker, essentially, but you're braking much earlier than that, so do keep that in mind. If you go too aggressive into here, you're going to go deep. You're seeing all the barriers smashed up there. Get over to the right-hand side very quickly. As that other piece of track comes into this piece of the circuit, the far end of that is my brake marker. As I go over to the right-hand side here, and I'm going to be using second gear here. It's a very hard corner to get right at this because you want to accelerate early, but you can't. You've really got to get the car rotated before you boot it. Otherwise, you'll end off like the other Ferrari did, understeering it onto the grass. And that is the lap of Indy in a nutshell. I do like this track. I want to get quicker at it. I'm going to get quicker at it because that's only a 34.9, I think it was. No, 34.8. I can go quicker. I can go much quicker here at Indy. Right, okay, let's have a look at this incident then at turn 1. So the Audi gets a good start. Audis always get a good start. They are very quick off the line here. As we head towards turn 1 then, let's have a look at those inputs. He lifts here. He's going to start braking, but then releases the brakes and then goes back on the brakes. And that is where it all goes wrong. Goes too deep, hits me, causes a bit of carnage there. Very frustrating. Now, in this situation, if I was them, I would have just pulled over to the side straight away because that is clearly on them. They literally just broke too late. Now, on the straight here, you can see they're lifting. So they are giving the position back. However, I feel like they should have just given it back earlier on. Felt like they gained an advantage, but no, you know, they gained too much of an advantage, if that makes sense. So yeah, it was a tad frustrating, it really was, but we still did see they gave the position back as well. Whether to report it, I'm not too sure whether I will or not at the moment. I feel like I probably should. just to improve those driving standards a little bit in LFM. That's going to be it for me, folks. Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed this guide and a look at the sprint races this week. If you did, give it a like, subscribe to the channel to stay in touch with all the latest content. Remember, I'm in an esports series in ACC, and that is coming up. I say, if you did like it, do give it a thumbs up on the way out, and there are 2 videos to check out. That's it for me, and I hope to see you in another video or live stream again very soon.